So lately, Burkina Faso President Traoré banned all political parties in Burkina Faso, stating that political parties, number one, they are creating chaos in Burkina Faso. They are hindrance to political or government development. And one of the students in Kenya asked Professor Lumumba on his views towards this, because political parties, they are a roadmap to African democracy. Now, let's listen to the question that was directed to Professor Lumumba, then we can come back and analyze the video further.
Keo Rose, I am a political science and public administration student. I'm a finalist. My question goes directly to Professor PLO Lumumba, and I'm asking this question out of naivety. Now, democracies are known to be derailed, or rather destroyed, through military coups or coup d'etats. But another way to destroy democracies is through the erosion of institutions. Recently, Traoré abolished political parties, and political parties are key institutions when it comes to democratization of a country. And at the same time, political parties or other institutions are guardrails of democracy. So why is Traoré abolishing these institutions if he promised to restore democracy in this country? Thank you.
Great. Thank you. The problem is most people normally think that political parties, they signify how democratic a country is. So Traoré abolishing political parties was against the constitution, and at the same time, it signifies that Burkina Faso was not going to allow political parties or any people or any person to challenge the government. Now, let's have a look at what Professor Lumumba replied to this student. Here is Professor Lumumba's reply.
Are we the better because of political parties? I want you to look at Kenya. Since we reintroduced multi-party politics in the 1990s, tell me, which political party or which presidential candidate has ever contested an election in the same political party in the succeeding election? None. Of all the major politicians, and I will not name some of them, but you know them, they have belonged to no less than 13 political formations in the last 20 years. 13 political formations. What is their fidelity to the party? The Chinese have only one political party called the Chinese Communist Party, and they call it democracy with a Chinese character. The Chinese political party is the largest political party in the world with 100 million members registered and paying every month. Not this membership which you claim by rally attendance. In Kenya alone, the Chinese political party has 50,000 members in Kenya. The question that I want to ask you, therefore, why is it, therefore, that when there are coup d'etats, people are beginning to celebrate like they celebrated in the 70s? Why is it that the administration in the Sahel region are becoming popular? Because people are disillusioned and they think that political parties stand in their way. Do I have an answer? No. I think that we must search for a form of governance which will be acceptable to the majority. Whether it will be led by political parties, I do not know, but I don't think so. Not on the basis of the evidence that I have. And that brings me to the question about Gen Zs. Forming political parties does not solve everything. I told you we formed one, Chama cha Uzalendo. It is still alive. Did it solve it? Why? Of course, you can't judge a political party within a short circle. Perhaps it can take years. ANC in South Africa has been alive since 1912. The question is this the time that we must ask ourselves? And today, one of them, I'm searching, and many of our friends are searching.
In Africa, we don't have actually real political parties. Or if we have real political parties, they are very few. Number one, go to Tanzania. We have Chama cha Mapinduzi. It is a political party. Go to Angola, we have MPLA, if I'm not wrong. From Angola, it's a political party. Go to South Africa. South Africa, they have ANC. Since 1912, we have ANC. It's a political party. Go to Mozambique, we have Frelimo. Frelimo is a political party. We have ZANU-PF in Zimbabwe, a political party. These are parties which have a history. Anything apart from that, we don't even need to call them political parties. We call them political formations, where leaders with the same interests, they come together to form a political formation that they can use the formation to get into government and loot from the citizens of that country. Now, personally, I don't think that having more political parties signifies that a country is democratic. No, it does not work like that. A good example is Burkina Faso. Even though they've banned all political parties, more than 70 political parties in Burkina Faso, the country is moving forward. In fact, even the citizens of Burkina Faso, they normally protest whenever they see there is an issue within the government that people are trying to overthrow the government. The citizens normally come out and protest in protection of the government because they are seeing the leader is doing something that they can marvel about. So having more political parties within a country basically does not necessarily mean that the country is developed. No. In fact, countries with more political parties, they are very poor. Take a good example of Democratic Republic of Congo. More than 260 political parties. Look at the economy of Congo. In shambles. It is totally deteriorated. And they have more political parties. And you can even relate with Western countries, these countries that are developed. For them, they don't have massive political parties. No. Countries have only 2, 3, 4, at maximum of 5 political parties that are known. Not more than even. Come to Kenya, for example, we have more than 60 political formations. Actually, I normally call them political formations, not political parties. Because I've just said that in Africa, we have less than 5 political parties. Parties that have roots. They have history. Anything else, that's what we call a political formation. So in Kenya, we have more than 60 political formations. Are they helping us? No, they are not. They are helping those people who are within those political formations to get into government, steal from the people, and again, they wait for the next general election. When the general election comes, they break the current political formation. They go, they form another political formation for their own benefit, and it's just like that. Parties coming, they get into government, they acquire what they want. After 5 years, during election, they form another one. Now, Traoré is just okay. For me, I think that having political parties doesn't necessarily mean that a country is developed. No, that is not democracy. Because democracy does not mean that we need to have periodic election. No. We have, even PLO Lumumba was very right when he said, can you even define democracy in your mother tongue? Like, what is democracy? Democracy does not mean that we need to have political parties. No. It basically means we have to have people who are leading us in the right direction and who are willing to exchange power without any issue. That is what we call democracy, not political parties. So thank you for showing up, man. If it's your first time here, show me some love, man. I'm just a young YouTuber growing here and there. Show me some love, like this video, share with your friend. Africa must be great. Africa will be great. If it's not great, then we as Africans are done. Peace. See you next time.